Practicing for
There, 50 years ago, the weather was an awful lot quieter than it is at the moment, and of course 50 years ago there were no satellite pictures. Now at the moment the satellite pictures are very useful because if we look at them in the Atlantic, lurking in the mid-Atlantic we have this great lump of cloud. Now that's an area of low pressure. It's one we've been watching for quite some time, and it's sitting in this jet stream, a very strong jet stream, and if it hits the right place, or in this case the left place, it'll be steered by these very strong winds at 30,000 feet. It'll deepen and it looks as though it's going to be sweeping our way. So the potential is there for some really quite stormy weather. Dependent on the track, at the moment it looks as though the stormy weather on Monday is going to be across southern parts of Britain. Here we've got the highest risk of some damaging winds, some heavy rain, and we're likely to find some travel disruption. Now it's not particularly quiet at the moment. We had a lot of rain overnight. That was due to that cloud there, and following on from that we've got these clumps or lumps of cloud that are really beefy showers, and if you get caught in these you'll certainly know about it. They're piling their way in particular across Northern Ireland and into Western Scotland, some frequent ones here, but we'll see showers also, squally showers running their way eastwards across parts of England and Wales. Some of them will be heavy with hail and thunder, and we could well see some snow over the high ground, particularly in Scotland. Here it is getting colder. It'll feel colder today in those winds as well. We're looking at temperatures 5 or 6 in the north, around about 8 to 9 degrees possibly in the south. Now, through this evening and overnight, the showers should tend to become somewhat fewer, but only because the whole picture is getting swamped by all this wet and windy weather from that low pressure that's going to be moving fairly quickly eastwards across many parts of England and Wales. Now, the strongest the winds are to the south of that low centre, so in these areas we could well see winds of 70 miles an hour, maybe even a bit stronger than that across East Anglia and the southeast before it pulls away tomorrow evening. Now, by the beginning of the day, we'll begin to see the winds really picking up in the southwestern corner. You can see the size of the wind arrow growing, and those really strong winds will just funnel their way through the channel, coinciding with some very high tides along the Channel coast, and they whip their way across southern parts of England before pulling away out into the Low Countries and Germany. So some very nasty weather potentially on the way for a Monday, wet and windy. Good news is it is moving through fairly quickly, so it should tend to clear up a bit from the west, and the edge of the rain just grazing the borders of Scotland, but I think across Scotland and Northern Ireland we keep in the colder air with some sunshine and a few wintry showers. Now that area of low pressure scoots out of the way into the near continent. Next one follows on behind. This one's not as deep, the winds won't be quite as strong, the rain not quite as extensive, but we'll see rain gathering in the southwest, and showery rain will pump its way up across many parts of England and Wales during the second half of the day. Again, it's quieter further north, but again it is a bit colder as well. So a very windy spell of weather for the next few days. Watch out for that. Bit of a change really from Wednesday onwards, with the winds becoming somewhat lighter, more of a north or northwesterly drift. That's going to bring some colder air. Very noticeable at night. Frost becoming much more widespread, colder air drifting southwards, and moderate frost probably by the end of the week. Transition day then on Wednesday, still very windy in the south, still quite a number of showers in the southwestern corner in particular, a little bit quieter further north, but again colder. And then on Thursday we have this flabby high. Steering around that, the winds bringing most of the showers in the north and the west, but getting colder and colder. That's it from me. Safe to come back now, John.
Thank you. A flabby high.
You like
That's
that
a
one?
new one. I bet George Carley didn't say that.
No, he didn't, no.
Well, thanks very much, Darren. And, of course, forecasts come from here every hour of the night and day. So now let's take a look at 24 hours in the life of the Met Office.